Your life purpose is something that becomes fairly apparent the more you tune into what you actually are and you connect to the inner world. Now, it's not 100% that your life purpose will stay the same or stay static, but again, once you tune in, you will shift and flow with it naturally as it shifts and changes naturally as well. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 5 signs that you're connecting to it now and you're actually in line with your life purpose. And if you're someone who's struggling with this, it's also going to give you some ideas of how to actually connect to this and start living your life purpose now. So that's coming up next. So before we jump into it, as usual, my name is Dave and this is HeartSpace, where I am creating videos every single day to help you along your heart path, to help you from wherever you are right now to bridge the gap to where you want to go, living that dream life that you truly want to live. It's 100% possible and I want to help you co-create that if that's something you want as well. Now, something that is going to help you is to get my free Heart Path course down below. It's going to help you invite miracles into your life in 3 days or less. I will link that down below. You can get it for free today. Now let's get into the 5 signs you are living your life purpose. You're moving down that path. And let's start going into it, starting in reverse order with number 5. So we're going to start off with a simple one with number 5 and tune into our emotional guidance system. And it's just the thought of what you're doing makes you smile like a child. You know, that kind of uncontrollable, just like, oh my God, it's so amazing type of smile. When you're truly living your life purpose, when you are doing the thing or even thinking about the thing, it's hard to just not smile. You know, I feel about that way about HeartSpace and what I'm doing here when I'm creating videos, when I'm, creating courses or working with people one-on-one live in my program, whatever it is, like I just smile because I know I'm doing what I love and what I'm truly drawn to. And so if you find yourself doing the same thing, it's a surefire sign that you are on the right path and you are living your life purpose. There is a giddiness and kind of freedom feeling you get when you think about it or you're in the act of doing it. And most people don't feel that way about what they do. They actually feel a heaviness. You know, have you ever been in a situation where you've thought about you having to go to work and you're just like, oh, you know, like you just completely feel this weight on you. I used to feel like that when I did work jobs, when I worked some retail jobs and other jobs, I would just feel this weight. You know, the amount of times I called out sick when I really wasn't sick was numerous. I mean, I was energetically sick in a way, but I wasn't the kind of sick that usually is acceptable to miss work. And I did that so many times because I just would feel this unbelievable heaviness every time I would just think about going to this thing. But when it comes to your life purpose, it's the complete opposite. You just smile. It's just this giddiness and excitement that can wash over you. Just the mere thought of it can do that. In fact, in the comments, let me know, what is it that makes you smile like a child and activate that giddiness within you? I would love to know what it is. You know, it doesn't have to be something you're doing for work or a vocation at this point, but what is it? Is it an instrument you play? Is it, you know, going out into nature? What gets you giddy? What brings a smile to your face just by thinking about it? Number 4 is your physical reality is beautifying, but you're also grateful for your current physical reality now. One of the most powerful states you can be in is a genuine gratitude for your physical existence and reality at this current moment, but an eager anticipation for what's next. It is one of the most magical states you can be in because you're genuinely thankful for whatever is here now, but you are eagerly anticipating the next delicious experience that is coming in. That is when you're in flow with creative laws. And if you're experiencing this now, it's a huge sign you're living your life purpose, because I would argue it's very hard to experience this if you're not living your life purpose. If you're out of alignment, this is not something you typically experience. This not only gratefulness for what is right now, but what is also on its way. Again, most people who are not living their life purpose are in resistance to what is. They're not grateful for their current circumstances. They want things to change. But when you become grateful genuinely for whatever is occurring in this moment and then eagerly anticipate what's next, you'll start seeing your physical reality beautify. And for those of you who are living your life purpose, you've probably already seen some big changes in your physical reality because by law, they have to change when you're connecting to that place. So if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you hit that like button and we'll move on to number 3. Number 3 is you're just excited to get out of bed and get at it. In fact, you're just like have so much energy most of the time because you're so excited about what you do. Most negativity in your life has fallen off. That doesn't mean mean you don't experience it from time to time. You'll have to visit it from time to time, but you get out of bed just excited. You know, most people get out of bed like, you know, there's a bunch of rocks on them and they're struggling to get out because they feel so heavy about what they have to go do. They want to stay in bed, but maybe for you, it's just like you're so excited to get out of bed. You're waking up before your alarm sometimes because you're like, come on, alarm, that's my permission to get up and get going, which you can absolutely get up before your alarm. But sometimes that happens to me. I usually get up at around 6 a.m. and I'll wake up at like 5:50 or 5:55 a lot because I'm just kind of eager to get on and create videos, create content, work with clients or whatever else it is. And I'm just excited to do that. And I'm excited about things also that are not just what's my job, right? Like I'm excited to go to the gym and work on my body. I'm excited to tune into my inner world. I'm excited to learn from my mentors and teachers. But when you find yourself in this energy, again, it's really hard to be in that if you're not living your life purpose, what that currently is for you now. And again, if you just are in that giddiness, that excitedness, you have a lot of energy a lot of the time, you know, you don't have that kind of weight of the world on your shoulders type feeling, that heaviness, it's a huge sign you're on the right path. Number 2 is flow is something that's easily accessible to you in your everyday life, and especially when it is you doing what you do. Now, I just stumbled over my words, so it might not seem like I'm in flow, but while I'm creating these videos, I'm very much in a pocket of flow pretty much always. And why is that? It's because I love to do this. This is something that really calls to me. It's why I do it. It's why actually HeartSpace is growing so quickly right now. You'll find, you know, quick results end up coming in when you follow your life purpose. Sometimes they can be stagnant, and I've had that experience too, but other times it can just be things are moving so quickly because you're in alignment. You're flowing with the river of life. You're in flow so often, and flow is one of the most productive and pleasurable states that you can be in. It's just one of the best things. And if you find you're just like life is like a constant flow, it's 100% a sign that you are following your life purpose and you're so tuned into that. And one thing I want to add right here, sometimes your life purpose can be just allowing your life purpose to come in the fact of doing. Sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, and your life purpose in that moment can be, I'm just going to allow and see what comes in and receive that, and then from that inspiration start moving. So also don't think life purpose just means, oh, doing. That's not necessarily what I'm getting at. And the context of this video is, yes, your vocation, but ultimately also understand that can be the case where your life purpose is, I'm just going to really tune in and see what comes through. And you'll find also while you're going, you know, like I do that all the time while I'm doing what I'm doing. But ultimately I find myself in flow so often, and it's an amazing thing. And if you're finding the same, it's a huge sign again that you're on purpose. You're really connected to that life purpose that your soul is leading you towards, is leading you down that heart path. Because again, if you weren't, it'd be very difficult for you to access flow. And number 1 is you actually want to experience it at deeper and deeper levels. I believe there's really a myth in the spiritual community and also personal development community that once you get to a certain point, it's kind of like you're just going to stand there and just kind of absorb everything and not take any action. And I find that to be the complete opposite. I have never taken more action than I have since discovering my life purpose and what I'm connecting to. Now, that doesn't mean I'm hustling or grinding or anything like that. The action could be tuning into the inner world for an hour, doing my breath work. But what I find is I take inspired action so often, and I'm always looking to grow. I'm always looking to experience, you know, life at deeper and deeper levels. And for those of you on your life path, you've probably experienced that too, understanding that this is a never-ending journey. There is no mountaintop to get to that you just sit there, plant your flag in the mountain and go, well, I guess I'm done with life. Life is over. Cool, now what? Nothing, I guess. All right, awesome. That's just not how the process works. Nor when you discover this, do you want it to be that way. Life is just a continuous, delicious experience at different perspectives and levels. And when you start getting deep into this, you start to understand that there's always a deeper level. There's always something new to experience. And it's incredible, and it's amazing, and it's invigorating, right? And so if you're starting to experience that, it's a huge sign, again, you're on purpose, understanding that there really is no destination. It is just a never-ending, joyous journey of continually recreating what it is you actually are, or your relationship to that. Maybe a bit too deep for this video, but ultimately you've probably started experiencing that at some level. And if you're actually someone who's this deep into this video and you have been experiencing that, I want to give you an invitation to a Facebook group I just created called the Elite Transformation Experience, where I'm going to be talking about some high-level stuff for those of you who really want to deepen your growth and awareness and move even further along your life path, connect more to your soul in that way, do it from a place of life working through you. That's what I'm going to be going over in this group. So if you're watching at this point, I will link that down below and you can request to join. And again, if it resonates with you, please join me in there because we're going to be going over some really powerful stuff. Now, if you're having some trouble tuning into your life purpose, I've got the perfect thing for you right here. Because in this video, I go over how you can start communicating with Source, how it actually communicates with you, and how you can keep that line of communication open. And that's going to be essential if you want to live your life purpose and move down your heart path. So go check that out next if that's what you're looking for.